Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you basically where we're at now. I'm not getting all this on video because it's just a lot of tedious stuff right now, but we have set up the forms here in the boathouse. Right now we're actually squaring everything up and bracing everything. As you see, I have braces high and low on all the sections here. I still have to do the other side, and I'm working on that tonight. But yeah, that's where we stand now. It's been a little bit of a process, kind of getting everything straight, square, level. You know, these braces here, this is to hold the back, you know, square with the center line frame. We put braces on the floor. Don't know how well you can see it, but there's a 2x4 we anchored to the floor there, and then all the way along the center line frame. I think most of them are on the other side, but that's holding everything straight and square for us. So yeah, that's where we're at now. What I got to do next is actually have to bevel both sides of this plywood to match this angle here on the forms all the way down. And I just started here. I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see it, but alright guys, so this is what it looks like after the bevel is applied to the hull center frame. How well you can see it, but hopefully that shows up on camera for you. And lucky for us, we're building the Catamaran, so we have another hull. On to the next. All right, so what are we doing?
We're test fitting.
Test fitting.
That.
What?
The pieces that we cut onto the forms.
Correct.
The panels.
All the panels. Hopefully, we will test fit tonight. They do go in on us in a certain order, and we'll reference the prints on that. I finished bracing everything last night. It should be pretty good. It's pretty rigid, and we beveled the edges of both centerline hull frames. So those bevels match the angles of the first couple of frames here. And anything else?
You always put me on the spot and I don't know what to say.
I just said a bunch of stuff.
Well, you know more than me.
I don't know more than you. You know way more than me.
Oh, you're a brat.
I'm not going to play that game. Fit panels, we put a little too much pressure apparently on the bridge deck panel, and we cracked the bare foam. Now luckily we haven't glassed over this yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just clean out this crack real quick, maybe open it up a little bit, and I'm going to fill it with some epoxy, and then I'll prop it up straight for the night and let it dry. And we've decided to glass this probably tomorrow before we try to fit anything else for now. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that crack, and it doesn't go too far, so it should be a pretty easy fix. It would be no different than really having a seam in there. So that'll be the plan. I'm just gonna mix up some epoxy with some colloidal silica and fill it up and I'll glue it back together and good to go. Alright, so what you guys see me doing here, I'm just going to clean up the edges of this foam here with a good sharp utility knife, and just give myself a little bit more room to get some colloidal silica in there, some of the filler. Alright, this should be pretty good there. And I'll go mix up some resin. Alright, so I've mixed up my epoxy and colloidal silica here. And I am just going to kind of smear it in there the best I can here. Scraping up the excess, and then I'm going to pry the front of this panel up, and it should all squeeze out, and that'll hold that crack nice and flat while it dries overnight. That'll allow it to bend kind of evenly after we glass it tomorrow. So there we go. Sorry about the camera movement. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that squeeze out on there before the camera fell. Alright. So see how it all squeezed out at the top, and then I'm just going to clean up that squeeze out and just let it set overnight. So I'm going to probably put a cleat on this form right here, and I'm going to try to get some hot glue or something on the back of this to hold it down on the kerf. And that nice radius there while we try to fiberglass this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some tape on the inside of the forms here, like where this comes close to the forms. I want to put some clear, some plastic tape, packing tape, or I'm not sure what I have available, but and that way it'll keep the panel from actually sticking to the forms, because that would be bad. And then yeah, like I say, I'll secure the bottom, kind of hold that curve there, and then we'll glass. All right, so I already prepped this here. All right, so there's a separate joint here. I don't know if you can see it. What we did is we stopped the top layer short so we can overlap the first layer, and then the second layer will overlap the second joint way back here, and that should give us good adhesion to everything. It's recommended at least 2 inches overlap. I'm going to try to go a little bit more just for peace of mind on my part. Other than that, I just got to wipe that down with acetone real quick, and I think we're just about ready to go. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to cut this fiberglass as gelling up pretty good now. I'm going to try to cut it with a utility knife. I've heard that from a couple different people that it actually cuts easier. You wait till it kind of gels up a little bit, and then you just cut right down the edge with a utility knife. If that doesn't work, we will wait till it fully cures, and I'll hit it again with the skill saw. We'll just pull it off the forms a little bit. Alright, so I don't know who said this, this works better, but it really doesn't seem to work better. I'm confident with the skill saw, and I will probably just, how far just to cut through that. Managed to make a hole, but that was about it. So I'll probably just let it cure, I believe, and like I said, I'll just slide it off the front of the forms here. I'll cut it close with the skill saw, and then I'll just hit it with the flush trim bit. The bottom side's already cut, appropriate size, so we should be good from there. So yeah, we'll let it cure and see you tomorrow. All right, guys. So we fiberglassed this on the curve, and we have released it from the hot glue we used to hold it in place, and it has held this curve extremely well. So now we just got to trim the edge here.
We're drilling our first holes in our panels. And it's scary.
It's nerve-wracking.
Alright, so we have to put a washer.
We made washers out of pieces of plywood. And what we're going to do is we're going to screw it to the forms. So I'm going to pre-drill the holes in the panels.
And we have to hit the 5/8 ply.
5/8 ply.
All the way down.
That'll push everything tight against the panel, and then we can start fitting the rest of the pieces.
Okay. Any last words?
Hope it floats.
Oh, scary. First hole.
But we can plug these after, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
Not worried about it.
Shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, just keep telling ourselves that.
I know. I just keep telling myself that. Of course it didn't grab.
Did it miss, or it just didn't grab?
I don't know if it's long enough. I could put cleats. This is a good cleat, so I could actually put a screw right there on the side of that into that cleat, and it'd be fine.
But then we'd have to put them all the way down.
Have to put them all the way down and do that. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that gap underneath the form here. And again, I don't know if I'm even pointing at the right spot because it's on my head, but there's a gap underneath that first form that you see, and we need to get those tight all the way back because otherwise our panels ain't gonna fit right. So I'm thinking about standing on it and having Cassie put a clamp in the back of this to hold the pressure backwards. And if we do that, it might actually just hold its form, and we won't have to do any screws in this piece.
That'd be wonderful.
That'd be great, but we still have the rest of the pieces to worry about.
Right.
So we could put cleats on the sides of these.
It's
like
easier to do on the side, though.
Yeah, it's all open, so we're gonna try this and see if it goes, and go to jump in here and see if there's a gap underneath. It might be hitting the ridge, and it's just not hitting the forms.
What it's looking like right now.
All right, let me jump in this hole, and hopefully I can get out later. It's actually not bad right there. It's up a little bit in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's up in the middle here. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this ratchet strap to get this gap out of the center of the form here, and I'm gonna hook it onto the forms. I'm gonna crank it up, and it should pull that out of there pretty easily, I hope. Got it? Yeah. Just hold it there for a sec. Okay, it shouldn't go nowhere. Okay. Yep. Huh?
Go ahead.
breaking it, but I'm bending it. We're hoping the heat tomorrow will help us out here. We found that if we leave panels kind of unsupported overnight, that they end up like forming a curve with just the heat. So I'm hoping if we pull this down tonight and we let it sit in the heat tomorrow, hopefully it'll find its happy home tomorrow and we'll be good to go. All right, so we have the cleat at the bottom with the clamp going to another brace on the main centerline frame. I have a support here to hold everything straight, and I have a ratchet strap pulling from either side, which is keeping everything like equal pressure down. All right, so that's holding that, and I threw a cinder block up on this here just to try to keep this down a little bit. Any other comments? As she yawns, it's time for bed.
No.
Is it TV time?
Maybe.
It's ice cream time. It's skiing time. All right, that's it for tonight.
But it sounds like a boat, or a hull rather.
It does. It sounds
really
like a hull. It does.
I can't wait for this just to be done. For me.
What do you mean bad angles? There ain't no bad angles for you. You're very pretty.
Oh my god. You.
What?
Thanks, honey.
There are no bad angles for my honey. I haven't broken the camera yet, so that's good. So what are we doing?
We are, unfortunately, fiberglassing the bridge deck.
Why unfortunately?
Because we were hoping we didn't have to do it.
No, we're gonna have to do it no matter what, but
I mean, like, now we have to do curve cuts.
not the bridge deck.
Oh, I thought we did.
No, we're gonna glass it on the curve, so we don't have to do that.
Never mind, I don't know.
So what we're gonna... Oh, you're recording this? Oh. Give me your bun.
It's not working. You put it on your head.
Oh, I put it on my head? Oh, good, because I'm ugly on camera.